Hello, beautiful people. It's a beautiful morning here where I am. Very warm. I don't even know why I'm wearing a hat, to be honest. But I think it's just a habit. So maybe I should break the habit of wearing a hat when it's warm. Alrighty. So 11/11. Yesterday. It was the 11th of November, 2022. So what does that mean? Well, it didn't mean much to me before that. And I haven't been necessarily in numerology. I wouldn't understand much about it. I mean, I knew that there is significance to numbers, right? Because I do believe in sacred geometry and frequency and basically everything that defines the reality as it is. But I didn't know much about numerology. But yesterday, I didn't have to know. I experienced it. Like, I literally sensed it in my body, in my environment, in life circumstances that just happened yesterday, and it was amazing. I have to tell you, it was amazing. I've been doing the work, meaning changing myself in a very determined fashion, especially during the last few months. But especially during the last maybe 1 or 2 months, I've been really paying a lot of attention to what I think, to how I feel, to those limiting sensations in my body and thoughts that come, of unworthiness. You cannot, you should not, better do it tomorrow, or better never actually bother yourself, with changing. Even though I do want to change, I do want to thrive, I want to grow and, experience life in its abundance. That's what I want. And I do believe that everybody wants that in their heart. It's just that more and more people are actually now starting to do the work and becoming bigger, feeling greater in themselves for who they truly are inside. Because we all know what we deeply desire, right? And this deep desire is always out of love, always out of expansion and compassion. So, yesterday, I wake up, sit on my computer, and because previously I had applied and I had 2 interviews with a company that I knew about, and maybe I was not so, let's say, excited about it. But yesterday, boom, I received a contract directly in the morning, and the amount of money that I would get is 20% more than I thought. 20% more than than what they told me the ceiling for this position is. And I was like, boom, okay, 11/11, show me more, right? So then I go to a wedding there. A person approaches me, like, to me, a totally random guy, but obviously he was not to everybody else, like he's their friend. He approaches me, and from then on, a conversation just starts flowing in all sorts of super interesting directions. And I was able to share some of my insights, to listen to his story and stuff like this. Very interesting. And this guy, I gotta tell you, this guy is insightful. He just doesn't know it. And that's so funny. Some people do not know how much they already intuitively know, and how wise they are. How wise they are, innately wise. Just amazing. It was fascinating to listen to him and to his curiosity about talking to random people, and that this is the way that he's been meeting people and making friends for the last many years. And he didn't know why he's so curious. He was just telling me, I just feel that I want to get to know another person and listen to their story. And that's fascinating. That's fascinating because not many people do that. Especially not many people do it very consciously, in terms of with the intention to listen, with the intention to learn, to understand, to just expand, like broaden their perspective. That's just amazing. When it clicks, it just clicks, and it feels damn good. That second thing. Then I had to head back home because my mom would arrive very soon. Actually, she would arrive almost at midnight. But before that, I had to go back home and have a lesson, right? I had a private session. You can call it a lesson because it's like language lesson with a girl. And it was so interesting to me. It was so interesting because she directly booked a lesson with me. After she asked me about my schedule, she directly booked it. She didn't ask me for much. It was very interesting. So I was anticipating it, and it came, right? And she just spoke the language so well. And she has nothing to do with pronunciation, where she comes from. She cannot pronounce, or at least they do not pronounce many of those sounds that that we pronounced in this language that I was teaching her. And amazing, amazing, very determined, knowing a lot of words. Nevertheless, she struggled with something. And she struggled with this, that she would be such a perfectionist that she would punish herself if she cannot remember a word, or her pronunciation doesn't sound in the same way that she would have it in her mind. She would punish herself. And I saw that she's having struggles with listening, right, with understanding. And I already kind of guessed that there is something about this. So I started asking her what challenges her and so on. She told me that it's a lot about listening and not understanding everything. And she would kind of feel very bad about it. And I immediately knew, alrighty, we have unworthiness there, not good enoughness and self-punishment. And I gave her an idea of what we can do in order to not overcome this, but make it so easy that it would actually make the process effortless of overcoming it. And you know what? I mean, it just came intuitively. It came to me and I just shared it with her. And she sat there, she listened to me, and I saw that it clicked with her in some way or another. It clicked with her, and she sat there and she told me, okay, can I book another lesson with you tomorrow? Right, my first lesson with her, and she's already booking a second one for the next day. Okay, 11:11. I was like, give me more in this case. And yeah, then my mom came, and it was a very interesting evening in general. I went to sleep very, very late, so now I'm very tired, but nevertheless I'm motivated because I know that those changes, those things that would happen to me, would be because I am changing internally, and my reality is just reflecting it, because I started believing something else instead of the limiting thoughts and feelings in my body telling me that I cannot, I should not, etc. I started trusting who I really am. I started trusting happiness. I started trusting gratitude. I started practicing gratitude some time ago. Just spontaneously it came to me, and as I would walk, I would just think of things that I either wear or possess, or situations in my life. Doesn't matter if they were positive or negative. I would just think of them and thank for the shoes that I have. Thank for the person that make those shoes. Thank for the factory, all those things, because when I focus on it and I pay attention, I receive something from somewhere. Even the money that I buy it with, I receive from somebody. It's amazing. But it's only amazing when we focus on it and we start understanding the meaning of, oh my God, I am having those things. I'm having a hat that keeps me warm during the winter. This is such a blessing. Just imagine your life without this simple thing, and how much this simple thing actually changes your life by just existing in your life and you having it, right? Just imagine how in your home you don't have cutlery, you don't have forks, you don't have spoons. How do you eat? Then everything becomes much harder, it becomes more complicated, right? But you do, so you can be even thankful about the cutlery. And that's a very, very serious thing that I'm talking about now. It's serious in terms of that it's real, that it's reality. We can be grateful. And by grateful, that means seeing the positive aspect in everything. That means that when we see, for example, a problem in our life or a challenge, we can actually look at how it helps us with whatever we're doing. What it actually shows us, because that's a blessing. That is a blessing, because then we want the opposite of it. And how could we know that we want the opposite of it if we didn't experience this challenge or issue or whatever, some troublesome situation? So yeah, I mean, life, just give me more. I'm totally open. And I have to tell you, this is not the first series of things that have happened recently. I mean, different people have contacted me, specifically me, to ask me if I want to apply for certain positions, and not because they would find me randomly on LinkedIn, but rather because I've already spoken with them and they have had very nice impression of me. And then the manager would find me. Just think about this. The manager finds me on LinkedIn, looks my name up, then finds me and tells me, you know what, we have another opening in our team. Do you like to join? Because we've already had interviews with you. We like you. Boom. What does that mean? That something inside had changed. Because I've been consciously doing that. Because I know where I come from. I know that I was suffering a lot by low self-esteem, by feelings of unworthiness, by the thoughts of I cannot do it, nobody's gonna like me, nobody's gonna pick me for anything, right? And those would be just habitual thoughts. They would just pop out of nowhere, supposedly nowhere. And then I started changing them. Then I started saying, no, that's not who I am. And I started acting, thinking, feeling differently. Not that I suddenly started doing it all at once, 100%, not at all. I don't know if I'm even at 50%. But just imagine what can happen when you change yourself 50%. Boom. I don't know. Empowerment is, it's an amazing thing, especially if you trust what's happening. But I guess that the biggest thing of all is trust. Because I've been getting in my meditations that I need to trust. I found out at some point that I don't trust people, that I don't allow people to guide me or to enrich me in certain aspects. And it was a hard one to swallow, I gotta say that. It was a hard one, but I then realized that I gotta let go. I gotta let go of this tough nut that I thought I was, this nutshell. Yeah, in my mind, in my beliefs. And I started doing it little by little, as much as I can. And yeah, I started trusting. I even started purposefully, when a worrisome thought comes, I would say to myself, I trust. I trust, because I do not control this world. I do not control this universe. And the universe is the one that provides. I do not control external circumstances by force. But when I feel good, God is my witness. When I feel grateful, I feel whole. I feel like I don't need anything. And my only intention is how to sustain that gratitude for longer so that I feel whole most of my day. And I don't think I'm the only one that wants that. I don't think that. But the challenge comes when we really have to do it. Like, we really have to do it. And it just couldn't be more amazing. Honestly, just couldn't be more amazing. You can call it a challenge, you can call it anything, you can call it adventure, you can call it a journey, personal journey to becoming who you want to be. Look at that. Look at that. Beauty. Thank you. I love you all. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you got something for yourself out of this. I know it was a little bit of a long video, but I just felt like sharing this kind of excitement with y'all. So take care, be good to yourself. When you feel down or beaten up or self-punished, remember to trust. Remember to trust and to let go. Everything's gonna be alright. You have the intention, you do the work. Everything's gonna be alright. We're in a time during which many things become possible. Many things are possible and already manifestation. Thank you all. My heart and my mind, my thoughts are out there with all of you. I support you. And see you very soon.